Hey and welcome back to the channel, Toby's Street Skills with Toby. That's me. Today's video we'll talk about this battery. GoKWH 12 volt 100 amp hours lithium iron phosphate battery. And it's a built-in smart Bluetooth and LCD display. And as you can see here, that's the battery. That's what you're looking at. The casing looks similar to this one up there. Correct. I've received the other one, which is this one here, without built-in smart Bluetooth or LCD display. I mean, it had an LCD display, not smart. There were some, things which we didn't like, or at least I didn't like as much. And I thought, and I was under the impression that this battery, which I now received, because it's the same form factor, it feels like, it would be a upgraded version. It's not. So it's a totally different version. I want to clarify that because I saw already videos out there where there was a confusion. I'm also double checking with the manufacturer right now if they have done anything to the old version battery, this one here, or not. But so far we assume it's a different battery with different capabilities, maybe different build quality. So the good thing is, here's a lot of information, there are a lot of nice pictures. It has a display which is really cool, we'll talk about it later. And it also comes with Grade A pouch cells, like the previous one did. It does come with a smart version, which is an app, and we'll talk about the app also in a little bit. And of course, then there's those information about the DIY battery banks, etc. So there are a lot of information which are just advertising, basically. So let's jump into the PDF. When you scroll down, there's a document, and you can download this one. That's the manual. So I have downloaded it already. When we look at it, that's the one. User manual, and you can see it is not only for this battery, it's also for the 24 volt lithium iron phosphate battery. Information here, I'm really briefly going through that table of content so you know what's going on. As always, what's in the package, the battery itself, as well as some bolts, in this case 8mm bolts, and some terminal protector, I think it was. So we are looking at this battery, so we have the dimensions over here. They say there's a warranty about 5 years. That would be amazing. It's a Chinese company, so it's always something to keep in mind that might be more or longer term in terms of replacing something. I have not dealt with that yet, so I have no experience to share. What's nice, recommended charge current is 50 amp or less, and recommended discharge current is up to 100 amp hours. So that's really nice numbers, to be honest. The recommended discharge cutoff voltage should be 10 volts. And then the typical things, cycle life, more than 4,000 cycles possible with lithium iron phosphate, and up to 10 years, that's what they say, and flame protection is an IP65 housing. Nevertheless, I saw already, it's similar to the previous model we had, and I really like that, because in the meantime you just see a lot of glue, everything's glued, you can never open it. In this case, you can actually open it and look inside to see how is the build quality, in case you're really interested in, maybe over the course of a year you want to upgrade, you want a second or third or fourth of those batteries, so you're curious, hey, is it the same what I had a year back, for those kind of things. And then temperature range for lithium iron phosphate charge, you should not go below 0 degrees Celsius, which is 32 Fahrenheit. And discharge is a little bit it's less, it's minus 20 Celsius, which is equivalent to minus 4 Fahrenheit. Then we have the parallel connection as well as the series connection, and up to 4P, up to 4S. That's nice and good to know. Going further down, more information about the battery. Always nice to see a cable size table, so you know you want to draw 50 amp continuously. That's great, so you know the size of the gauge you should use. And then of course terminal, we see the connection series, we see the connection in parallel. It's good to see. It's always good to understand that stuff. Battery charging information. But please keep in mind we're talking about lithium iron phosphate, so for charging you should be around 14.4, 14.6 to get it all the way full to charge it. And then of course battery storage capacity, that's good. Troubleshooting in the middle, and then we have the LCD setting. So this is actually a picture of the LCD display. It has one button, which is the on-off. Everything else is preset, and it's changing accordingly to the BMS, I assume. So very interesting data we can see. The data display area, that's what it's called, and the status indication area. So it's charging, discharging. Let me see what else. Yep, it's charging for me at the moment. Protection status, interesting. We'll see. Here on the left side, you can see it better because mine has just the protection saying, so it's like the title, and everything below is, oh, there's a temp protection or something, or discharge or charge overcurrent in place, and then it's popping up. So right now I just see protection, which means no negative status. And then the overall state of charge, as mentioned, on-off button here, and then we have a indication in 25% steps how full the battery is. And then we do have the app. And the app I tried to install on my phone, or download on my phone, not successful. I have a Pixelate, I believe, in the meantime, and I had issues, so I'll try it one more time. So that means when I'm scanning it, opening it, whoop, there we are. Oh, that was the Apple, that was not smart. Here, that's the one we need. I need it for Android, and then that's kind of the page which I have. And this time I have an error. Last time I was able to download something, and at the end you see JBD BMS. So BMS app. Click on it, and then I can see it. Okay, let's see. I have it installed already. So I open it, and when everything is allowed, Bluetooth, everything, then you can see, oh, there's the device displaying. So I'll hit connect. That's what I'm doing right now. It's linking it, and there we are, 5%, 12.7, 5%, 12.7. We're charging with around 20, 99, 20, and 29.7 is the temperature. Oh, it's in Fahrenheit here. But that's the app, so it's nice you have an app actually, and you can see. That's the app, and then we have some function introduction, which, okay, interesting. There's a typo for unction. Alrighty. Other than that, yeah, it shows you, oh cool, it shows you the app user guide. It looks like there's a lot of information here on how to use it, information about a warranty. I think we'll just jump right into it. What's happening in this video? We will do a capacity test first, double check if it has the 100 amp hours, and we're able to pull it. And afterwards we'll disassemble it to see what it looks inside. We should see the pouch cells as advertised. We should see a 12 volt system as advertised. And what else? Yeah, and then we'll go from there and see what else we can do or have to do. But the casing, it looks exactly the same, like the housing, the case looks exactly the same like the previous battery. I'm really curious how the build quality is, so we'll start with the capacity test. Oh, and I forgot, the price of $329. It can be, if you use my discount code in the description below, it can be reduced to $269. Alright, here we have our typical setup. And let me reset everything first. There we go, everything's reset. It's to 0, and I want to double check, it's 13.29, what we can see on the display. When turning on the display, it's 13.3 as well. Perfect, so we'll start with that. And as always, I try to get as close as possible to the 0.2 C rate to not over discharge it at the same time. And now we just continue letting the capacity test run, and I'll get back to you when we are done. Oh no. Looks like we're running a little bit short here. Turn on the inverter. We're at 98 amp hour. Huh. It didn't pass the capacity test, it looks like. I want to double check, so I'll repeat the test again one more time because this is only 98 amp hour. So let me recharge the battery and we'll do it again. Alright, this will be the second test. I just charged up. Did let it rest for a couple minutes, so that's why you can see it. It's still dropping, still the battery here in the back, as you can see it. Whoop. Okay, same as before. We'll try
to take and pull all the energy out of this battery. See how much capacity we get out. Here we have it. In the bottom it will start. Let me try to get it started. And there it is. And by the way, I checked, the same 13.4 was visible also on the little display, this mad battery of the GoKWH. So I'll let it run. We are above, it's more like a 0.25 C test as always, so we'll let it go. And then I'll come back with results.
That is such a bummer. I don't know if you saw that. But it just failed. It just failed 99 point something. The second time. All right, I tried. I really tried. It failed the capacity test second time, so we'll move on. All right, I did make a little setup. Right now, you can see it's here in charging mode with 6.8. And I do charge, you can see 6.7, 6.7. I just want to see how accurate it is from here to here. As well, it's at 6.8. And you can see here it's at 6.7, so there's a little difference from multimeter, a little variance, but this power supply 6.7 and 6.8 over here. So it's pretty close, plus minus 0.1 amp it looks like, which is pretty nice. Let's do the opposite and let's try to discharge something. Okay, I'm just connecting a charger via, you can see those clamps here, with this little 600 watt charger over here, which is a mess, but don't look at it. So right now, because just the charger is running 1.1 amp, because I have already something connected and turned on. It's charging another battery. So right now, we should hopefully see some increase. There we go. Around 4.9. Okay, let's see what we're actually dealing with. Come on, here we go. So right now on the display we see 4.8. We can see here on top discharge. So it did change, and we see 4.8 also, 4.80, 4.78, little variance right now, but pretty damn close to the discharge rate, which is nice to see. So we see discharge and charge, which is great. As soon as I turn it off, it says standby up here in the corner. It's pretty nice, this display, so you see in actual what's happening without having a phone, but you can also see the same information on your phone. So that's really nice to see here. Great. Since we did not pass the capacity test, still we want to take it apart. Maybe the cells increase every single time I charge it up, who knows. But we'll take it apart anyways. You can see we have those pop-outs. That's where the bolts underneath. So you have to pry it out. Hopefully that is quite easy. Then we should be able to bolt it out and then see what's inside. So for me, it takes a couple of minutes. For you, I hope it's quick. For you, it will be like that. Like, you know, like one of those snaps. Okay, so all bolts removed. It's fairly easy. And there we have it. Nice. It's easier to fold it up like this. Okay, cool. What are we dealing with is the question here, right? So right now you can see we do have an 8-gauge wire. Oh, wow. We have an 8-gauge, 2 8-gauge wire over here on the negative side. Going terminal. Same. Oh, no, not the same. That's a lie. And we have a 6-gauge wire, 1 positive, going over to the terminal. You see, this one is sadly moving, but I needed some force for that. So I was able to move this. That's not too big of a deal at the moment because I used force. What I can see, it's hard for you to see, let me get closer. It's crimped connection over here. Same over here. That's good. And we see here the little display, which is the other way around. JBD LCD 03-U version 1.1. Looks like they put a lot of silicon or glue around it, so it's still IP67. And then we do have here some leads going to the BMS, which is right here. All right, let's see. We see high density foam. I think that's something which, as you remember, not only me, a lot of other people were also complaining about. Let me get you closer. What's really funny is that there's a sticker. I would assume it's the same sticker like on the outside. We have here for the app. Quite funny to see. Then we have high density foam over here and here. I'm not sure if we are able to get everything out. I'm pretty sure they did glue something in. Everything is glued in pretty well. So here on this side we can have a sneak peek inside of the BMS. Hope that makes it easier for you to see it all. Like so. And I can read up there, I guess. Or not, it's a DP0. Not actually hard to read, but it's a DP04S007-S version 1.6. Oh yeah, we got it out. Nice. Okay, even better. One thing I realized, and I don't think I did that. That's something which is a little concerning. You can see here, this part is actually exposing the copper underneath. So that's not good. I'll put some electric tape on it for sure. Keep it safe. But it was, how should I say, dangerously. No, it was not too bad to get out. What I've done, I really like what I've done. It's interesting they used yellow something here. Feels like shrink glue. I don't even know if that's a thing. I can see that we have the temperature probe tucked in here. Good. Let me turn it a little bit so everyone can see it. No. So we do have some, yeah. Oh, we can see it. It's a nice solder bulb here on top, so it's protecting this basically, as well as here. It looks okay. It's nothing crazy. It's just soldered on. I guess it's still the preferred choice and easiest to do and handle it. And then we see the temperature probe, which goes in here. You see, there we go. Which goes in here, and I guess it's one of them, or maybe two. Actually, oh, yeah, it's just the extra wire, just tucked in here. But oh, cool. Able to get it out. So, because this is a temperature probe, it might be hot and cold. Who knows? But that's the only one I see. Oh, nice. So we can do a high temp and cold temp cutoff. Since I have not seen this in the description yet, I'll put information here below. We'll test this one for charging high and low temp cutoff. That is nice. Was just tucked in there into the cells. And then I can see on the other side. Good. I like the package. I'm happy I got it out to see it. I'm really impressed with the build quality. I have to say that. This one might be a hot temp. I think this is kind of gaffer's tape-ish. Solder knob we have here. So that means in focus. Looks okay, it's just bent weirdly, so that's the only thing which might be a concern. But let me just close this. I don't want to have any contact over here. And then we'll do the charging with high temp and cold temp cutoff. Let's get to this. All right, so you can see back here, positive and negative connection. And here on the side, we have the bench power supply. Here we have the probe, the temperature, and that's what we're testing it with, if there's a high temp cutoff with this probe. Oh wow, look at that. It did shut off. Nice. All right. I like that. Nice. That's really, really nice. Really impressive. And there it is, back up charging. Let's test it with a cold temp cutoff. Got a cool pad. It's not exactly a cool pad, but I hope it works. If not, I have to change. So just check online. It says it has a charging protection and thermal management. Does not talk about Colt cutoff yet. So far it doesn't work. That's just a normal ice pack. If that doesn't help, which means for me, when it goes way far below zero, battery might already have some damage because it's still charging and the temperature is far below zero. And maybe it cuts off at, I don't know, minus 20, minus 30, whatever, which is insanely low. Okay, it doesn't look like it has anything like that. All right, that's sad to see, but it doesn't have a cold temp cutoff compared to the high temp cutoff, which is interesting to see. One thing I want to test really quick is doing the high temp cutoff. Connecting over here. I hope you can see it. I hope I can zoom in a little bit. Applying the heat. It's charging right now. Alright, here we see temperature protection mode. Nice. There's an error protection mode. It says it's zero current. Nothing's going in. That is nice to see. So you see actually there's an error and the temperature. Awesome. And as soon as it's cold enough again, it switches back and back on to charging mode. Really good. Nice display, I like it. Oh, by the way, what we can see, the temperature is actually changing. I now see it. Didn't look at it earlier, but temperature is going at 1 degree. I'm having the cool pads on again. And now it's at minus. Oh, nice. Okay, well, you see the actual current temperature real time over here. Okay, so you can see minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Okay, at least we're getting colder. It's able to measure how cold it is. That's nice. The aspect is at minus 8.8, 8.9. Now we're at minus 7. Usually the temperature doesn't drop as quick, but still charging the battery below zero will damage the battery over time, for sure. That's why they always say the chemistry is like, you shouldn't charge below 0 degree, keep that in mind. All right, I'll stop here. It might work with a way cooler, like minus 20 or whatever. I'm not having such a device, so I'm not able to test this. Next time, I'll make sure I have one, but low temp cutoff failed. It doesn't have it. Okay, here one last view. I like how those wires go here on this side and this side. Only concern was that it looks like this one was somehow cut before, because I didn't use any sharp something here, so I don't know how I was able to cut that. But everything has its place and folds down, and then it just closes like that. And what we didn't look at is in here. And that is something I just realized I wanted to check, because they call it out that it's IP67. You remember that, right? Here is just a plastic lip, and then here, I hope it's visible, there's nothing in it. This is just plastic, so I do not know if this is IP67 rated, because usually there needs to be a gasket, a rubber gasket, to seal it. This is just plastic, so water will find its way through somehow. All right, you made it pretty far. This is the part where I summarize everything, or at least I try. So the battery in general, nice build quality. I like the housing that you can take it off or open it and see what's inside. It was harder to get out, which is good because it should not move around, not easily. So that was really good. Nice to see, nice hydraulic rims, nice entire assembly. I didn't take it apart and below the package itself, so I didn't want to go into the pouches itself. But things I saw and which are concerning my opinion is IP67 rating. I don't believe that because there's no gasket in there. I think they might have forgotten it. I hope other units have it. I do not know. The second thing is when they assembled it and there was, you saw there was a I don't know, opening the insulation of the positive wire was ripped. That's not good. And it didn't look like it's a cut or something. I don't know what it is. I cannot tell you, but it's not good. So you saw me putting electric tape on, so at least I'm safe. That's the other thing. What I also think is a little bummer. Usually all batteries so far pass the capacity test. It's the first battery. That's nothing to be proud of. The first battery which didn't pass the capacity test. First one was 1 amp and something short, and the second one was 0.1 amp short, which is not a lot, but over time it will degrade. So you start off with less already. Think about that. The display, amazing. It is awesome. It works great. It shows you charge, discharge, voltage, even the temperature. Awesome. I like that a lot. Even has an app. Great. So I really had connectivity to this one. I used a different app as well, which I used for another battery. Also worked. That's a big, big plus. Price-wise and size-wise. Size-wise, it's one of those old, in quotes, old standard housings, which I'm a little bit, I don't know. You saw the size of the pouch cells on the battery. It's so small, so way smaller. Put in a small housing. Everyone will love you for that. Low temp cutoff. I would, as always, I would love to see that. High temp, yes. Low temp, no. Why not? Come on. Is it that big of a deal? I don't know. You have the temperature reading already. Just put it in, please, please. But price-wise, the special offer or discount you get with the code, I'm putting it in the description below. $269, I believe. It's still a lot for this battery, but it is a smart battery, so that's okay in my opinion. Wish I would see small factor. I mean, those are pouch cells. There's plenty of space in this housing. And smart functionality, and low temp cutoff, and high temp cutoff. All right, that's all dreaming, but I think in general you get a good impression of this battery. In my opinion, it did better in terms of build quality than the previous one they sent me. That's amazing to see. If there's any question, if anything else you want to see next time, let me know. I always try to disassemble it far enough that you have a good idea of everything, but don't destroy it so I cannot reuse it or give it to someone to use it. Because that would be a bummer. It's a brand new battery and then destroying it. I don't like that stuff too much, but at least giving you an idea how good the quality is. So let me know what you think about that approach. If you disagree, thanks for watching. Cheers!